PAWS Academy. Here, every week, you will get a chance to learn something new and exciting about pets or wild animals and how you can help them. Hi there! Welcome back to PAWS Academy, and if you're new to PAWS Academy, welcome! My name is Bailey, and I'm an educator at PAWS, where people are helping animals every day. In our last episode, we talked about habitats. I hope you are all able to learn about a habitat around you, and maybe even an endangered habitat. Don't forget to also tell someone in your life about what you learned. If you missed our last episode, you can click the link in the description. It'll take you right to the video. Today, we are going to learn all about our wild neighbors and how to be excellent neighbors to them. The past few episodes, we have learned about wild animals and the habitats that they live in. In our last episode, we learned that those habitats can even include our neighborhoods or the cities where we live. Our neighbors not only include other humans, but also the wildlife with which we share habitat. This wildlife includes birds, pollinators, mammals, reptiles, and amphibians. Did you know that about 220 species of birds can be seen in the area around PAWS every year? PAWS is located in Linwood, Washington. In addition to the birds, there are 12 species of amphibians and 8 species of reptiles, and there are even between 70 to 80 mammals that inhabit or at least visit the area around PAWS every year, including whales that come in and out of the Puget Sound yearly. Altogether, this means that we are sharing our habitats with lots of animals, even if we aren't seeing them every day with our own eyes. What does it mean to share a habitat? The definition of share is to have a portion of something with another or others. So to share a habitat means to have a portion of the habitat with the wildlife around you. Because we share habitats with wild animals, it's important to be a good steward. A steward is someone who looks after the well-being of something. So how can we be good stewards of wildlife in our own neighborhoods? We can provide elements of wildlife habitats in our own backyards or around the places that we live, which helps them meet their basic needs. Although wild animals find their basic needs on their own, we can help them by being good stewards of our shared habitats. One of wild animals' basic needs is food. We can help them find food by planting native plants. A native plant is a plant that has its origin in a certain place. Maybe you've seen salal or western salmonberry in your neighborhood. These plants grow berries that lots of wildlife eat. Some other examples of native plants in the Pacific Northwest are Pacific bleeding heart and red huckleberry. Here in the Pacific Northwest, these plants will create more habitats for your wild neighbors. If you live somewhere else, you can always search with a trusted adult for what types of plants will be best in your neighborhoods on the internet. You can also provide a source of water for your wild neighbors. A bird bath or garden pond is the perfect place for animals to bathe and drink water. Be sure that you check that your bath is accessible to wildlife and is kept clean. If you put out water, make sure to clean it daily because water that's sitting for a long time can grow bacteria, and that can hurt the wildlife instead of helping them. Did you know that you can even use a flower pot tray or an old cake pan to make a water source for wildlife? Another way that you can help your wild neighbors is by providing cover or shelter for them, which is another one of their basic needs. Our wild neighbors need places to rest and escape from weather and predators. You can provide those spaces through dense shrubs, log piles, trees, or even snags. A snag is a dead tree. Dead trees are super valuable to wildlife, especially birds like woodpeckers or chickadees that live in holes in trees. Tell the adults in your life to leave snags if they don't pose a safety hazard in your neighborhood. By providing natural food and water sources, as well as cover or shelter, you're being a steward for the wildlife that live in your neighborhoods. If you don't have a yard, you can talk to a friend, a family member, or your school to see if you can help improve the wildlife habitat for your wild neighbors. There are some important do's and don'ts of being a neighbor to wildlife. Are you ready? While you may provide natural food sources for your wild neighbors, it's important that you don't feed wildlife. Doing so may harm the animals, cause them to become aggressive, or decrease their healthy fear of humans. Do keep trash in secure containers equipped with sealable lids, or equip regular trash cans with tie-downs or weights placed on the lids to keep animals out. Don't assume that animals who are alone always need your help. Many wild animal mothers, like harbor seals, will leave their young alone for long periods of time. Have an adult call PAWS if you aren't sure. Do encourage the adults in your life to drive with care on dark roads. Automobile-related injuries are one of the main reasons animals are admitted to the PAWS Wildlife Center. Finally, Do encourage your friends and family to keep their cats inside, especially during spring and summer when baby birds are on the ground learning to fly. Did you know that if you have some space for wild neighbors to share, you and your family could potentially be a part of the PAWS Shared Spaces program? Our Wildlife Hospital and Rehabilitation Center cares for nearly 5,000 orphaned, injured, or sick wild animals every year. Once they've completed their recovery, they are returned to a suitable habitat as close to where they were as found as possible. The Shared Spaces program is a space where these animals can be released. This is an important part of ensuring that the wildlife in our care have the best possible chance of survival. If you think that you or your family have a space that might work, check out the link in the description. It is so important to learn how to share habitats with our wild neighbors. We exist together in these spaces, and we should share the resources. I can't begin to imagine a world where there are no birds chirping or bees to pollinate the flowers, fruits, and vegetables that I like to grow. Learning how to be stewards for the wildlife in our neighborhoods is an extremely important role, and I can tell that the wildlife will be extremely thankful. It's time for you to take action. We want you to do something to be a steward for the wild neighbors around you. Go to our website, paws.org/PAWS Academy, and click on the activities that go with this video. You can learn more about how to be a steward for the wild neighbors around you and around your city. If you learned a way to be a great neighbor to the wildlife around you, make sure to give this video a like or a thumbs up. Thanks for tuning in again today to PAWS Academy. I'm so excited to keep learning with you all. I hope you learned a way that you can help wild animals today. The next time I see you, we are going to learn all about helping wild animals at the Wildlife Center. Until then, I'm Bailey. Keep helping the animals. Bye-bye. A special thank you to our friends at VCA Animal Hospitals for sponsoring this episode of PAWS Academy. Make sure that you click the red subscribe button and turn the bell on so you don't miss another PAWS Academy video. See you next time.